All right, we got one final video for the evening, or for the one day off. This video is going to take us a little further than what we explored in class today, and all of the notes for the previous two videos can be found online. They're attached somewhere below from where you found this link. And this question is asking us to factor fully. So this is going to combine the elements of what we did last week and what we covered so far in class today. So we can see here that we now have a polynomial that has a value here of 4x squared minus 12x minus 16. So it's not in the format that we were familiar with or work with today in class, because we have an a value here of 1 or 4 instead of the 1 that we were using earlier today. But if we look at this, we can see that we now have 4, a 12, and a 16. And these numbers are they all have a common factor, or a GCF. So when I see this and I don't have an a value of 1, one of the first things I want to do is find the GCF. And when I dig into it, I can see that the prime factor, if I factor out these, I find the GCF is 4. So what I want to do is I want to go through and I actually want to divide out 4, or factor out 4 from each one of these. So when I factor out 4, the 4 actually becomes the first part, or the first factor, which goes in front of a larger bracket. Now, when I factored out the 4, this has to come out of somewhere. So what I end up doing is dividing each one of the terms by 4. So 4x squared divided by 4, and I get x squared. Negative 12x divided by 4, and I get negative 3x. And negative 16 divided by 4, and I get negative 4. A very important piece of this is I want it factored fully. So if I'm going to factor something fully, I have a pretty good idea that this here is not finished. So I can actually take x squared minus 3x minus 4, and I can factor it even further. I can do that using the plus times method. So I see that x is going to factor into x, and now I have to say, is there something that can multiply to give me negative 4, but will add together to give me negative 3? So I sort of off to the side, put this down, I write out the factors of negative 4, or I can start plugging them in, doing a little bit of trial and error, and I find that, negative 4 times positive 1 gives me negative 4, and when I add them, that actually gives me negative 3. So I can go down, I can write 4, the x squared will factor into x, and I can take my negative 4 and negative 1, plug them in here, positive 1 here, negative 4 here. I could flip those, it doesn't really matter to the outcome of the question, and I have a final answer of 4 times x plus 1 times x minus 4. And that's factoring fully with a GCF and the plus times method in the same question. Don't forget to prep for your comm check, which will be on Thursday when we get back from Remembrance Day. And we'll see you then.